this book basically said that friends to lovers is the superior trope. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new video. So this is a sweet romance recommendations. First recommendation that is Me Plus Somebody's Son by Christina C. Jones. This one actually made me realize two things that I like in books, not necessarily in just the romance genre, but in books in general, which is first is nude painting, and then the second one is funny grandparents. So we have Haven and August, so they are the main characters in this one, and they actually have met before during their college years. Back then, Haven is in a relationship with August's roommate, so they have no chance. But in the present time, this is like their second chance or their chance to be with each other. So Haven is a bookkeeper and August is a florist, and we have August as the florist, and I really love his dedication to study and research plants, use his knowledge to support children and their education. I really love that. He's definitely a book boyfriend and he's very, very sweet. And I love how he is assertive of what he wants, and yet he still respects Haven's what do you call this, decision. And Haven, on the other hand, is very confident naman, and I really love seeing her be both of them are assertive, but and they have their own stance towards things, and I love that they respect each other and they don't force each other to change their mind. And yeah, it's just a really refreshing thing to read, especially in a romance, and actually have only one like smut scene. So it's okay. I mean, it's not really the spiciest, but it is definitely one of the sweetest romance that I've read. I love the the relationship between Haven and August, and they're really sweet to each other, and they really have that chemistry, and not just sexual chemistry, but the entire package. And my next recommendation for sweet romances is The Noisemaker by Danielle Allen, and this one we actually have one of my favorite tropes in romance, which is established couple. So this book happened in just a day or two. In this one, they plan to do different New Year's tradition from different cultures, from different parts of the world. And so I appreciate the research the author did to incorporate different New Year's traditions that Desmond and Arya can do in this one. And it's very short and very sweet, and if you like reading short romance books that you can read in one sitting, I highly recommend this to you. And for me personally though, I just want more because I see a full-length novel potential for this book. And I think Desmond and Arya's relationship are hashtag couple goals, and I just want to see more. But it is good for what it is. We get to see enough of their relationship. And for me personally, honestly, I think the New Year's traditions are a bit over the top, or at least because they are doing 15 different traditions, and I think that it was just put there just to say that it is there, but it isn't really explored that much, which I understand because this being a romance book should focus more on the romance of the main characters. So my next recommendation is Live at 5 by Russ, and this is actually a second chance romance between childhood sweethearts. So we have Olivia and David. So they are actually high school sweethearts, and they were actually forced to break up because of circumstances. We actually follow them 10 years later and them reconnecting with each other. This is very sweet, and our main characters, Olivia and David, were felt like real people to me. And their reconnection, like at first they are very shy with each other still, and they have experienced a lot of changes in terms of their life and their love life. So seeing them reconnect and basically continuing their romance is satisfying to read. And despite how short this book is, the backstory and the present time was perfectly included in the book in a way that you won't feel like you've missed a lot. Like, I feel like the backstory and the present time were very balanced, and how they um, move forward after meeting each other again in the present day was very natural and very realistic in terms of how fast their progress is, since they basically kind of relearning each other and knowing each other again. My next sweet romance recommendation is Green-Eyed Monster by Elsie Winters. So this one is a fluffy and very low-stakes fantasy romance set in the Boundlands series. This one was actually set in a college or university campus. We have Hyrak, our orc accounting student, and Solandis, a forest fairy that studies botany. So this is a very short one. You can read this in just one sitting. This is very short, so I'm not going to say too much about what happened in here, but the meet cute between our main characters is really cute, and aside from that, their interactions after that was very sweet as well. So if you are in the mood for a very short, fluffy, and low-stakes fantasy romance, this is the book for you. So another sweet romance recommendation is Flor's Fiasco by Ruby Dixon. Books before this book actually hinted that both of our main characters were to be paired with another people. But this book basically said that friends to lovers is the superior trope. And so we get to see Flor and Irek's friendship turn into something more. Irek was pining on another tribe's mate. In this ice planet barbarian world, the Kui is actually the one who decides who's going to be paired or mated with whom. And I loved how both of them already cared for each other before the Kui basically starts the resonance, because you really can see them caring for each other and being there for each other. I love how Flor's humor and personality adds on or improves the grumpiness of Irek. They're so cute together, and I love seeing them basically have their own romance or romantic story, because both of them are wanting to have to be mated, because they are basically the ones or among the few that was not yet resonated in this one. So in this world pala, the Kui or an alien parasite is the one that decides who's going to be mated with whom, and so they basically somehow don't have a choice on who's they're going to be their fated mate. But the Kui was never wrong, so it always ends perfectly. If you want to read a good friends to lovers trope in an alien romance and with a Filipina main character, because Flor is a Filipina, so this book is definitely for you. My next recommendation is actually another friends to lovers then, and it is Radiance by Draven. So Deco and Brishan were actually arranged marriage. Their marriage was basically a marriage of convenience. I love how genuine their friendship is, and this is basically not a lust at first sight situation. They were able to build a bond together in an emotional and mental way without basing each other's attraction based on appearance. So it's very interesting, and I loved the genuineness of both of our main characters and how they basically came into unit together, and I just love how they support and help each other in whatever things that happen in them in here. So if you want to read a fantasy romance with a friends to lovers trope, and this book is definitely for you. So my next recommendation is a webtoon comic. You can read it on Webtoon. It's a free app that you can download, and this one is written and illustrated by a Filipino artist, which is Azrael Santi. So this is his dating a mobster, and this one is kind of based on the Finding Nemo's father, and the fish that has a scar, and the fish on the tank that is black and white and has a scar on his face. So it's basically the romance. So this is a single dad romance, and so far from where it stopped on the update. I finished until episode 27A. So far, we get to see both of Charlie and William, if I can remember correctly. So there are Will and Charlie. So their romantic connection are kind of budding pa lang. So it's very fun to read because of the facial expressions that our main character Will, because he's basically a mafia boss, and Charlie, the father of Nemo, or in this one, his name is Finn. Charlie is a florist, or he owns a flower shop, and their dynamics was very cute. Will and his gang, or they were very fun because they are not taking themselves seriously, or even though he is a mafia boss, he is very chill and he's very soft in the inside. He's basically a cinnamon roll hero, and I just love the illustrations, the colors, and as well as the overall plot in this one. It's definitely a slow burn, I think. So my last sweet romance recommendation is His Only Valentine by Katrina Jackson. So this is one of the books. I think this is book 5 in the Spies Who Loved Her series of her, and this is a kind of a continuation of Kenny and Maya's story. Though you can read this as a standalone, it doesn't matter if you read the first or basically their introduction, which is Private Eye. But for me personally, I like this one, and I like that I read this first before their first book, the one wherein they have their interaction, because this one focused only on Kenny and Maya's relationship. In Private Eye kasi, it's not just the two of them, though they are the central point, or they are the central characters. Other characters were kind of given their own shine as well, but which for me personally is not that interesting compared to Maya and Kenny's situation. So Maya and Kenny is in a established relationship, so this is an established couple, which I love reading in romance because it offers a perspective wherein commitment and trust is explored. So this entire book revolves around one mission that Kenny needed to do, and he needs Maya to do that. So that's basically it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's definitely action packed while also romantic. The action and the romance were perfectly balanced in this one, and I love seeing how Maya and Kenny work with their relationship, and everything that happened in here. So that's going to be it for this video. If you have read any of this book that I have mentioned, please comment down below what are your thoughts about it, but please don't spoil it for other people who want to read it as well. If you have sweet romance recommendations naman for me, please comment it down below as well. I would definitely love to read those. And if you want more book recommendations video, I have a playlist of that on my channel. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!